And so, with that abrupt cutoff between chapter 14 and 15, we're now at part 3 of the game, Fallout, chapter 15 called Silvered. I don't know what I'm getting into right now because it's going up again. It was like, here's your bad news, here's your good news, and then it's going to try to kill me, and here's some more bad news followed by some like super good news. So, if it's going through that pattern, I'm going to probably get my butt beaten so hard in this. But it sucks because the last chapter is like, yeah, I really wanted that position, and I did so much for it. At the end of the day, I kind of knew that I was going to be fighting, though, against, hey, it's the mayor. He's got the dough. He owns the city, basically. It's going to be a hard time to beat him. So let's continue on. You wake up the next day with a pounding headache. So much has happened, you don't even know where to begin sorting through it all. Rise and shine, sugar plum, Emmy Jew Chips says, appearing this morning in the house of Colson Romper. Today is the big day. I'm finally going to be a star. Oh, and you got 4 new me messages waiting. You really should call that delicious bit of magic back. Ignoring Jew's helpful suggestion and scrolling over the 3 Emmy messages from Black Magic, you open an Emmy message from Sonia instead. Why are you ignoring? Hey, my millennial group went up by 2. That's nice. That's nice. Ooh. Dunce, don't forget that tonight you need to come in through the maintenance entrance. No one can think you're special, at least not yet. Every 2 years there's a big hot party to announce the honored hero and publish the accompanying article. As it turns out, that big party is tonight. Sonia neglected to mention that the hot board actually chose a different hero to receive this year's award, but they had to switch their alternate choice when the hero's legs were tragically broken 2 days ago. You and Sonia were the runner-ups, which is why you only found out about the party yesterday. Of course, the late notice doesn't help you feel any less overwhelmed. You're also rather exhausted because you stayed up most of the night reading and rereading Sonia's hot profile. The beautifully written article recounts everything you've done since your very first night on the tracker case, all the way up through your recent dealings with jury. It paints you as a flawed yet promising hero and only hints at your heroic family legacy, creating a healthy dose of mystery. Every prior recipient of the Hot Grant has been catapulted into superstardom, so you can't even fathom what's going to happen to your career after tonight. And out of all the perks of the Hot Award, you're mostly excited about 100,000 cash prize that's attached to the credit due to the stream of doing, the overnight celebrity that comes with the award, the glamorous party that doesn't matter. There we go. No one will block you from the good cases or the real dangerous villains now. You'll have access to all the finest heroic opportunities. It might even be time to start thinking about assigning with a hero agent. Many will be pursuing you after tonight anyway. You know, you should be focusing on finding Prodigy, sorting things out with Black Magic and the MG, or dealing with the victims. But after all you've been through, you think you deserve at least 1 day off to enjoy this big break. You bet days filled with this much success will only come along once in a while, so you better soak this up while it lasts. And right now, you just can't wait to tell Grandma the big news. Answer the emails from Black Magic. Right now, boyo. I am salvaging this relationship because you're being a big dummy. Well, look who's finally up, Grandma says as you enter the living room. She sits on the couch, reading an old gardening magazine, one that's actually printed on paper. How retro. Grandma, I have some news for you. Jenny called to tell me about what happened last night, Grandma says. From the sound of it, you could use all the help you can get. You should dress before Toronto Rain gets here. And why did you invite Toronto Rain here without asking me first, you say, barely able to hide the impatience in your voice? The last thing you want to do is fight with Grandma right now, but this whole sidekick thing is getting rather annoying. Toronto Rain worships you, whether you know it or not, and you have a lot going on right now, so let her help you. It's good for you both, you know, Hubby. It shouldn't be that I have something else to do tonight, Grant. That's not important. Toronto Rain can come another day. I really need to tell you something. Wait, is she saying tonight? I really need to tell you something. Nonsense, Grandma says. What's more important than fighting Prodigy right now? As Grandma seeks, Mila snaps menacing from her pot next to the couch. Grandma's plants tend to match her mood most days. Well, I guess being named Millennia City's Hero of Tomorrow isn't all that important, is it? You nearly shout. You certainly didn't want to deliver the news like that, but Grandma doesn't know how to work your last nerve sometimes. All of your anger washes away though as Grandma stares up at you, her bottom lip beginning to quiver. You... what? The board chose me last night, so I just found out. The party is tonight, you say, calming yourself. Grandma, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shout. Habba-deeby, Grandma stares in a hushed voice. Your father dreamed of being named the hero of tomorrow when he was your age, but it never happened for him. If only he could see you now. This is the one thought you forced out of your mind from the moment you found out about the hot grant. You have dreamed of delivering your hot acceptance speech since you were a little kid, rehearsing it over and over to perfect the dramatic pauses and heartfelt tears. But you never, ever imagined your parents wouldn't be there to hear you deliver it. I always hoped you'd follow in their footsteps someday, Grandma says. It's just, after all that has happened, I was afraid. I know, you mumble. Wait right there, Grandma says, dabbing her eyes. I have something I need to give you. Another fucking goddamn. As Grandma heads for her bedroom, you take a deep breath. All you can feel is bittersweet. Your big dreams are actually starting to come true against all the odds. This is such a happy day, you just wish your parents were here to share it with you. Habba-deeby, you hear Grandma call from inside. Can you come in here and help me with something? You enter Grandma's bedroom to find her staring up at her closet, hands on her hips. Can you grab that box for me? I can't reach it, she says. I'd have Brill snatch it down for me, but she's busy photosynthesizing at the moment. Now, no peeking now. Sure, you say, walking up to the closet and wondering what else Grandma could possibly have to give you. You reach up and pull down a small wooden box, but as you do, a stack of papers underneath it slides off the shelf. Whoops, you say, reaching down to pick up the stack. Oh wait, I'll get that, Grandma starts, but it's too late. You've already seen the envelope on the top addressed to your parents at the Devoid, with a return address in your name. You stare at the envelope, your heart picking up its pace. What's this? It's nothing. Here, I'll take it, Grandma says, snatching at the letter. But you pull it away from her and rip open the... Please don't, you can't... But Grandma stops speaking as you pull out a handwritten letter marked with yesterday's date and written by you. What? Oh no, Grandma whispers. Your hand goes numb as you read the first line. Mom and Dad, quite a bit has happened since last month's letter. I have so much to fill you in on my career. Just last night, you stopped yourself letting the letters fall to the floor. How long, you ask. Habba-deeby, let me explain, please. Grandma, how long have you been forging letters from me to Mom and Dad? Even as the words leave your lips, they don't sound real. How could Grandma do this? How could she violate you this way? Am I interrupting something? A voice says from the doorway. You turn to find Toronto Rain standing there, looking from you to Grandma warily. The door was open, so I just... Oh dear, it's fine, Grandma starts, but perhaps it would be better if... No, you say. You want Toronto Rain to be a part of my life so badly. Then she can hear this. Habba-deeby, please, you have to understand. I don't have to understand anything, Gran. I will never forgive you for betraying me. You had no right to do this. You never respected... I am not chilling. She didn't have any right to do that. She really didn't. I'm not going to go over the top, but... You had no right to do that, though. Grandma just hugs herself, unable to look at you. I should go, Toronto says, creeping backward. I'll walk you home, Grandma whispers, walking toward the door. You know you should say something to make Grandma stay. You know you should talk to her about this today of all days. So why do you let Grandma leave without another word? I'm afraid of what I'll say if she stays. 77. Okay, we're fine. Grandma has seriously crossed the line here, and you just need some time to think. Hours later. You look over at the Millennial City skyline, racing below you, the gleaming glass and brick, the steam rising from the pavement, the people teeming through the streets. The buildings lining up in blocks like puzzle cutouts. A tram pulls across the distance, lighting up the sunset with photographic flashes. The constant motion of it all, the dizzying energy somehow always manages to calm you down. After what happened with Grandma, you just needed to clear your head. And there's one thing that I've always helped you do that, a good fly ride. You've been cruising around for hours and you think you should feel lots of things. But right now, all of the emotions competing in your brain threaten to overwhelm you, so you just fly. You hurtle through the sky and take a deep breath of the cold air, the wind rushing against your skin. There's nothing like the feeling of soaring through the air with nothing and no one in your way. You're in absolute control, yet totally wild at the same time. Come on. There we go. Even though you love to cruise around the city all night, you really need to head home and get ready for the hot party. So you fly back towards the fringes, ignoring the now doubled number of messages on your ME chip and you constant requests for you to reconcile with Black Magic and Grandma both. After a third time chiming in, you threaten to turn you conversation function off. Shouldn't your ME chip be on your side? It doesn't really matter, though, since you've already decide what to do when you get home, when you see Grandma. You plan to apologize to her. Fuck it. I'm not at the wrong, but it's a start into a conversation, right? No matter what she has done, Grandma only means well. But when you back, you find the apartment is empty. Grandma hasn't come back all day, and the letter still sits on the floor in her bedroom. You stare at it for a long time, wondering how many just like it have been read by your parents. How many more line the walls of their cells right now? You force that thought from your mind as you spot the box from Grandma meant to give you earlier, before everything went wrong. Unable to help yourself, you walk over to the box and crack it open, and your stomach tangles into a knot. Inside is a red and silver ring, one that you immediately recognize as your father's wedding band. The ring has two intertwined strands, one red and one silver. Your parents' heroic colors, or silvered as they fondly called it. You tilt the ring up to look inside, knowing there's always lyrics from your parents' wedding song engraved there. What should I do here? You know? They want to create my own lyrics. No. Not really. Go. Never let you go. There we go. You grasp the ring in your hand, squeezing it tightly for a moment. Then you pull off your costume's glove and slide the ring onto your finger. It fits perfectly. That's also when you notice there's a slip of paper at the bottom of the box. This is too much. You're not sure if you can handle anything more right now. But once again, you find you can't help your curiosity, so you pick up the note. And a lump immediately forms in your throat as you recognize your mother's handwriting. For Habibi, on the day he becomes a legend. Reading these words, you finally break, crumpling to the floor. You give in to the heaves that roll through your body. That was a very bittersweet chapter. And I'm probably going to take a break right now, actually. I'm going to digest this bit, and I'm going to get to you in the next one. See you later.